Social Security and the debt ceiling. Why you shouldn't worry. I have all the details and what you need to know right here on the video, so let's get right into it. I know this is a major concern that I continue to see down below in the comment section from some of you here in the community wondering what is going on with my Social Security monthly check and the debt ceiling. Is my monthly check going to be sacrificed because Congress continues to drag their feet on raising the debt ceiling? Well, these are some good questions and valid concerns. However, I do want to talk through some details here in this video and what all of this means for you and, of course, your monthly benefit. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so. And because I am your one and only daily advocate, it is my dedication, my commitment, and my promise to you and everybody right here in the community to continuously be here right by your side each and every day, watching all these updates, hitting the wire, doing the necessary research, and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on and how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything showing up right now we can possibly grab and or take advantage of. So again, I'm here for you as much as I possibly can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into it and talk about Social Security, the debt ceiling, and why I'm saying you really shouldn't worry about this right now, okay? All right, so let me talk you through the details about all of this that's going on, and obviously you probably heard about it. It's all over the headlines right now. We've covered it here a few times over the last few months, as we've been hearing a lot of drama coming out talking about Social Security benefits are going to stop if the debt ceiling isn't raised. Is that right? No. Okay, let's just hang on for just a second here. That's not going to happen, okay? So there's a lot of people out there, a lot of high-profile people out there that love to say this. Why? Because it gets attention, because they get their little name out in the headlines, because they get a little bit of airtime, they get the spotlight for about 3 seconds. It's not happening, okay? Please do not let this worry you, okay? Let me talk you through the details and why I am actually saying this. All right, so let's talk through the details of what's going on here, and obviously Congress dragging their feet on the debt ceiling. But again, at the end of the day, does it really matter? Well, obviously, the debt ceiling issue is a pretty big issue, but it has no impact to Social Security, okay? Your benefits are not going to be stopping. That's not happening, okay? There's no way that they would allow that to happen, okay? There's about 70 million people that rely on monthly benefits administered by the Social Security Administration. Do you think that Congress, a couple hundred people, are going to say, sorry, 70 million people, well, just because we didn't get our homework done, looks like you're not getting paid. Looks like you're going to have to struggle for the next while here until we get stuff done. Is that going to happen? Not a chance. Not happening, okay? Let me tell you some details behind this a little bit further here. All right, so back in 1996 and 1997, the good old 90s. Remember those days? Oh, I do. It's kind of funny. Anyway, so 1996 and 1997, there were a couple different laws that were passed that essentially says Social Security, in the event of the debt ceiling not being raised, will continue to draw down the Social Security Trust Fund until a solution can be made in Congress to raise the debt ceiling. Long story short, the Social Security Trust Fund is sitting with about $2.8 trillion. Not billion, not million, not thousand, $trillion, okay? So essentially the savings account, that's basically what the trust fund is. It's a big savings account. The Social Security Trust Fund, like I said, essentially the savings account for Social Security has $2.8 trillion sitting in it. There's no way that benefits are going to be sacrificed here, okay? So basically the legislation and the laws that were put in place, what is that? Almost 30, what is that? How many years ago is that? Almost 30 years ago? 27 years ago or so? Back in 1996 and 1997, that basically says we will continue to draw down the trust fund for Social Security until a solution is made. Well, let's just run some numbers here really quickly to see how long would $2.8 trillion actually last. Is it going to last a month? Is it going to last 3 months? Is it going to last a year? Is it going to last 10 years? Is it going to last 1,000,000 years? Well, it's not going to last 1,000,000 years. I know that much, okay? I was just giving you some examples. Anyway, we know this much right now. Social Security is paying out about, what is it? Well, like $100 billion a month. I believe it's like $100 billion a month or so. Okay, so we have $100 billion a month. Now, again, I'm usually pretty good with numbers, but honestly, when numbers get to be really big, I kind of get a little bit confused. I'm just being real with you right now, okay? Generally, I can calculate this stuff on the fly as I talk. I'm usually like calculating in the background in my head. I'm calculating. But right now, when the numbers get a little bit bigger, sometimes I just get a little bit confused. So stick with me here. But basically, they're paying out about $100 billion a month right now to Social Security beneficiaries. Okay, well, that means about $1.2 trillion a year. Now, obviously, give or take a little bit, but that would simply say that over the course of 2 years, they're going to pay out about $2.4 trillion in Social Security benefits, give or take a little bit. Okay, remember, the trust fund has $2.8 trillion sitting in it. That means that we have essentially 2+ years to sit on this where Social Security could continue to pay out benefits with no worries at all, okay? Long story short, is Congress going to drag their feet for 2 years? No. Are they going to let this country default? No, not happening, okay? So for all of these people out there, the high-profile people, and again, I'm not going to throw out any names here because I'm not in the business of throwing people under the bus. It'd be pretty fun to do, but I'm not going to do that, okay? I'm not going to throw out individual names, but we know who some of these people are. We've seen them in the headlines. We know who these people are. They're very high-profile people in very, prominent positions. We know that, okay? They've been coming out saying, look out, Social Security is going to end if we don't raise the debt ceiling. No, it's not. There's going to be some other financial issues. There's going to be some other major issues here in this country if this country actually does default. In other words, they don't raise the debt ceiling from the $31.4 trillion that they're sitting at right now, allowing the government to go into trillions more dollars of debt in this country. That's essentially what it comes down to, is basically the statutory borrowing limit here in the country. In other words, how much debt can we allow the country to have? It's sitting at the $31.4 trillion as of now. Well, they have to raise that up, right? Otherwise, we may default here in this country. In other words, the country, as in the government, can't pay the bills, right? Well, they're already basically in that situation. We're broke. The country is 100% broke. We've got no money. That's why we have $31.4 trillion in debt, right? So anyway, long story short, when it comes down to Social Security and the debt ceiling, there's nothing to worry about, okay? Now, who knows? Maybe, seriously, there's always something that could happen. Let's just be real for a second. Even though we look at a situation and we say, nothing's ever supposed to happen. We're all good. We're covered here with $2.8 trillion in the trust fund. Just remember, everything, there's always there's always an out for everything. Just like think of this, the Titanic, right? I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but let's just roll with it for a second. The Titanic, it was never supposed to sink. Well, guess what? It sank. So my point is, there's always something that could potentially happen. But as of right now, if you see these headlines out there, if you see these people coming out saying, oh my, Social Security, you got to watch out, things are going to happen here, I seriously wouldn't worry about it, okay? I know there's a lot of people concerned about this. In fact, I've received some emails from some of you here in the community reaching out saying, I'm super worried about this. I cannot afford for my benefit to end right now. You're right. It's not going to end, okay? Please do not worry about this. But again, just like always, everything, I'm going to continue watching everything very, very closely. If I get any details out there, then maybe Congress comes forward and says, hey, we made a change here. We're gonna make sure that benefits end for everybody. Again, it's not happening. But in the event we get some weird discrepancy that comes out of Congress or some lawmakers or something like this, where something may change and possibly sacrifice Social Security, obviously, I will continue to be here for you and break that down for you. But as of right now, nothing to worry about, okay? Please do not lose sleep over this. There's no need to. There's so many other things that we can be focusing on right now. This is not one of them, okay? Hope that helps to better understand the situation. Again, I know it's a major concern. Anytime that somebody talks about maybe, garnishing our benefits or taking away our benefits or stopping our benefits, this is the lifeline for millions and millions of people who rely on these monthly benefits. I get it. It's scary, right, to think of that way. Just like, for an example, not that long ago, a few days ago, they stopped the emergency allotment or the extra allotment for SNAP benefits. That's scary right there. That is something they could do. That is something they did. And that is something we are now living with, unfortunately, okay? That is a scary situation that we are all dealing with right now, about 30 million people with those cancellation of the extra allotment. So that is something that could happen. But again, that is not as powerful as Social Security, okay? Hope this one helps you. Again, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Totally free to do so. I'm here for you every single day. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, especially if you know anybody out there right now that is having a hard time with this and maybe concerned about Social Security or their monthly benefit. Share this video with them, and I hope that this gives them a little bit more peace of mind with everything going on. Also, go back and check out any of the other thousands upon thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please remember that I am not going anywhere. That's my promise. And as always, I'm sticking to it. All right, enjoy, take care, and catch you again later in the next